At 82 years old, I've made plenty of choices. Some were right, some were wrong. But there's one decision I still carry with a heavy heart. Moving into a nursing home. At the time, it felt like the sensible path. My family supported it, even encouraged it. You'll be safe, well cared for, and comfortable, they said. And I believed them. I really did. But the truth hit me soon after the door closed behind me. The reality wasn't even close to what I had imagined. If you, or someone you love, is thinking about entering a nursing home, I beg you to listen carefully. What I'm about to share isn't just a story. It's a warning, a handful of hard-learned truths I wish someone had whispered in my ear before I made a life-altering choice. Because once you go in, getting out isn't as easy as walking back through that door. Here are 6 things I wish I had known before moving into a nursing home. Regret number 1. Losing my independence. It wasn't the small room that hit me first. Not the meal schedules. Not the unfamiliar faces. No, it was the sudden realization that I no longer had control over my life. Back at home, I decided when to get up, when to eat, how to spend my day. I had the freedom to walk outside, cook what I liked, or simply enjoy a quiet afternoon with a good book in my favorite chair. That freedom vanished overnight. In the nursing home, everything runs on someone else's clock. Breakfast at 7, whether you're hungry or not. Lights out at 9, whether you're ready for bed or wide awake. Want to take a walk? You might need permission, and even then, you'll have to wait for someone to help you. Even simple things, like choosing what to wear or when to shower, start to feel like requests instead of rights. I remember waking up that first week, stretching in a bed that wasn't mine. I reached for my book and realized it wasn't there. Neither was my chair, my lamp, my home. What replaced them were sterile walls and the eerie silence of surrender. You begin to adapt because you have no other choice. You stop asking for different meals. You stop requesting walks. You become part of the system, and in that process, you lose parts of yourself. Ask yourself this. Are you ready to give up the little freedoms that make life feel like yours? Because once they're gone, you'll miss them more than you ever thought possible. Regret number 2. Feeling forgotten. When I first arrived, I believed I'd still be part of my family's life. They promised they'd visit. And at first, they did. My daughter came weekly. My grandkids popped in on weekends. It gave me hope, like I hadn't disappeared just yet. But time has a way of pulling people away. Calls replaced visits. We'll come soon, they'd say. But soon never seemed to arrive. Holidays were the hardest. So many promises, so few follow-throughs. I'd sit in the common room, watching the door. Not just for my family, but for anyone's. Hoping anyone, would show up. I saw it in others too. The way they watched that door like it held their last thread to the outside world. It's not that our families stop loving us. It's that they forget how much we still need to feel remembered. One evening, I held my phone in my hand for nearly half an hour, debating whether to call my son. But I didn't want to be a burden, so I put it down. That's when it hit me. This quiet waiting, this was now my life. If you're considering a nursing home, ask yourself, can you handle the silence that follows when you're no longer part of daily life? Because once you're out of sight, you can quickly become out of mind. If you're still watching and this is resonating with you, type 2 in the comments. That simple act helps us know we're not alone. And if you haven't subscribed, now is the time. We've got more heartfelt insights ahead. Regret number 3. Losing my sense of purpose. When I moved in, I thought I was just changing addresses. I didn't realize I was leaving behind the why behind my days. At home, I had meaning. I made my coffee, watered the plants, took care of my space. I had something to do, something to be. In the nursing home, that all faded. Meals were brought to me. Rooms were cleaned without me lifting a finger. At first, it sounded like luxury, but it quickly felt like emptiness. Days blurred together. Long, quiet stretches of waiting for nothing. I met George. He was 84. Used to be a carpenter. At home, he was always building something. Here, no tools, no wood, no projects, just still hands and a fading spark in his eyes. "I feel useless," he told me once, and I knew exactly what he meant. When you lose your purpose, you start to lose yourself. So before you trade your daily responsibilities for rest, ask yourself this: what makes you feel alive? And can you carry that with you when everything familiar gets stripped away? Regret number 4. Declining health faster than expected. I was doing well before I moved in. Not perfect, but mobile, independent, and managing just fine. But once I got comfortable, things started slipping. I sat more, walked less, didn't need to cook or clean. And slowly, my body responded. Muscles weakened, joints stiffened. Tasks that were once simple, standing, stretching, even walking to the window, started to feel like challenges. And I wasn't alone. Alice, 81, used to walk the halls every morning. Swore she wouldn't slow down. Within months, she was using a walker. Then a wheelchair. One day she looked at me and said, "I feel like I aged a decade in 3 months." That's what happens when you stop using your body. You start losing it. A nursing home makes life easier, but easier isn't always better. Ask yourself, will you keep pushing yourself when there's no longer a need to? Because once you stop moving, getting started again might be too late. Still here? Let me know by typing 4 in the comments. Your presence here means more than you know. And if this message matters to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. We've got more truths to uncover. Regret number 5. Losing my privacy and dignity. This one, it cuts deep. At home, I had my space, my rules, my moments of peace. In the nursing home, that all vanished. People come and go in your room. Room checks, shared spaces, constant supervision. Want a shower? You might need to wait for assistance. Need the bathroom? Press the button and hope they arrive soon. Even choosing your meals or closing your door can feel like luxuries you no longer control. And then there's the matter of roommates. If you're lucky, you get along. If not, you're stuck with someone you didn't choose day and night. I've heard horror stories, sleepless nights, clashes, and deep discomfort. It's not just inconvenient. It's humiliating. Needing help with what you've done independently for decades, it chips away at your dignity. Ask yourself this: can you handle that loss of privacy, of control, of dignity? Because once it's gone, it's hard to get it back. Regret number 6. I thought it was forever, but I wanted to leave. The 6th and perhaps most unexpected regret was realizing I had made a decision I couldn't easily undo. When I moved into the nursing home, I didn't think of it as permanent. I thought if it didn't work out, I could just leave, go back home, stay with family, find another way. But once you're in, it's not that simple. Your home might already be sold or rented out. Your belongings given away or packed in boxes. Your independence chipped away bit by bit until you're unsure if you can live on your own anymore. And even if you have the desire to leave, getting the support to do so is a whole different battle. I remember after about 6 months, I started feeling this deep ache inside me. A voice that said, "This isn't where I belong." I wanted to be back in my little kitchen, making tea the way I used to. I missed the sound of birds in the morning from my porch. I missed deciding for myself. What to eat, when to go out, what music to play. So I brought it up. I told my daughter I was thinking of moving out. She looked at me with kind eyes, but also concern. "Mom," she said, "I'm not sure that's safe anymore. Everything's being taken care of here." I realized then that while I was physically able in many ways, people had already started treating me like I couldn't manage on my own. That belief becomes a kind of barrier, not just for others, but for yourself too. And the systems don't help. There's paperwork, evaluations, finances to sort through. The nursing home doesn't encourage you to leave, because for them, you're part of the process now. It made me feel trapped, like I had lost not only my independence, but also my right to choose again. That's the part nobody told me. That once you say yes to the nursing home, it's not a revolving door. It can become a one-way street. The fix: if you're thinking about a nursing home, don't just prepare to go in. Prepare for the possibility that you might want to leave. Keep your options open. Hold on to your space if you can. Keep a strong support system outside those walls. Because sometimes the place you move into isn't where your heart wants to stay. If you've made it this far, I thank you. These regrets aren't meant to scare you, but to prepare you. A nursing home can seem like a simple solution, but it comes with trade-offs, some of which you only feel after the decision is made. And if you're watching this for a parent or loved one, please listen closely to their emotions. Not just their words. What they truly want might be buried under the surface. Under politeness, fear of being a burden, or simply not knowing what other options exist. Before you decide, have the conversation. Ask what they fear. Ask what they'll miss. Ask if they're truly ready. And remember, sometimes the best care isn't about comfort or convenience. It's about preserving dignity, identity, and purpose. If this message resonated with you, please comment "Still here" below so I know you stayed with me until the end. And if you think this video might help someone else, share it. You might just save someone from making a decision they'll quietly regret. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more honest, heartfelt insights like this one. Until next time, stay wise, stay strong, and hold tight to the life that still belongs to you.